was rough. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to listen.
Everyone has a story to tell. It's my mission to tell it. Unscripted, unedited. We are on the record.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarina Fazan, a journalist, producer, and the host of On the Record. And of course, my sub-series, this one being my absolute favorite, Love in America. So welcome. And I am very excited to welcome Jean and Jeff Duncan. Jean and Jeff, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So, Jeff, of course, we're going to get to you in just a moment. But, you know, Jean is a rock star in my life. So She's
a rock star in mine, too.
Oh,
good answer, dear.
Good answer. He is so cute. Later, you've got to talk about the chart in the house. But Jean and I met because Jean is a very big wig in the city of Tampa. She heads the transportation department. And whenever there's a hurricane or like something, you know, whatever, I'm like, Jean, can we please go out where the trucks are? Jean, where did this tree fall? But certainly I was not dressed like this.
Of course not. No, we had our galoshes on and our umbrellas for sure.
Absolutely. But what do you think of my whole bringing the suit back?
I love bringing the suit back. It's so hard to find suits, and I think it's time to bring them back. And not the boxy ones either, the stylish ones. So yes. Can't wait.
I had to mention that because before the show we were talking about suits. All right, okay. So more importantly, let's get to you guys. So Jeff, how long have you guys been married?
You're asking me?
Yes.
10 years.
10 years. 10 years. All right.
January 1st. We made it January 1st, so I'll never forget the date.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Is it, if you wear a wedding band, you know how sometimes they engrave the date in a man's wedding band?
That's a great idea.
Don't you think that's a great idea? Yeah, like these tips that you pick up so that way they just take off the ring and then they can take a look at it.
The only negative part, though, is the husband takes the ring off, which we never want that to happen.
No,
right?
Right, so, absolutely.
Well, I can remember.
So, okay, so how did you, is this a second marriage for both of you?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's start with how you guys met.
Well, we actually met on eHarmony.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we had, each of us had friends that were encouraging us to do that. And so we signed up, and this is about 13 years ago. And so this was kind of a new thing back then, if you can imagine 13 years. A lot has changed with technology. So it was a little edgy to do something, especially our age, being, what, 29 at that time? Of course. So anyway, that's how we met, and he was my one and only date that I went on, and I think maybe I might have been his second that he went on.
Something like that.
But yes, so we struck pay dirt immediately when we decided to do this.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this though, before we get into more of the eHarmony. How long had you been separated from your other significant other? Was the timing good?
For me, it was good. I had been separated about 8 or 10 years.
Oh, yes, so that's a long time.
Yes.
So that's a long time.
Yeah, it was about 2 years or so.
So that's pretty good too, though. Like, do you, because the show's unedited, unscripted, so the questions just come and it flows from the conversation. Do you guys think timing matters?
Oh, and anything. Yeah.
I definitely think timing matters, and you just have to feel like it's the right time. There's no specific amount of time, but just certain things need to line up in terms of your family and other things going on, maybe with your job. So timing is definitely important. Makes a difference.
Oh, yeah.
100%, right?
Yes.
I know, because the reason why I asked that question is because we've had other people on the show where the timing was not right for them. Like for instance, they both were in relationships before they met, and they did have to work through things, and it ended up being the right person, but not the right time, but it took longer for them to be together.
Yes.
So that's why I always ask that question about timing. It's just so interesting to me.
Well, I'm not sure you ever, it just happens.
Right.
I mean, you don't go out and look, hey, I'm going to go find my future wife. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh, okay, yeah, there it is.
There it is. I know. It's like love finds you. It's so romantic.
It's not an easy thing because you just can't make it happen. But I do feel like we're very fortunate because we're just so compatible, and you couldn't find a better match, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. That's so romantic. Okay, so let's go back now to eHarmony. And that was hilarious, Jean, when you said, at that time it was edgy, as you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you guys have 4 children, 4 beautiful children between you. So how old were the kids? You have 3, and Jeff, you have 1. How old were the kids when you guys started dating?
All of the kids were out of the house and in college, or in Jeff's case, James was in the Navy.
He was in the Navy for 6 or 8 years.
Thank you so
so-
much for his service.
They weren't, we didn't have young children at home.
At home.
We had a blended family. So that's another timing thing where I didn't want to really have a young blended family with younger children, because I just feel like that just adds so much more complexity to the relationship. So
And that's something that you knew that you wanted. And was that why you were single for so long?
yes, yeah, I just wanted to focus on the children and my work, and just be patient, and so it worked out really well.
It certainly did. Okay, so all right, so you guys go on eHarmony, and then how did eHarmony work at the time?
Well,
Is it like Match?
I don't know. I'm not sure what Match is like, but you have to fill a lot of information about yourself. It's just pretty extensive to sign up because they ask a lot of questions. And then they start sending maybe one a week or something at the time anyway, a potential person that you might be interested in. And then if you're interested, there's a couple different things you can do. You could reach out directly. Of course, it's through the website, not direct email or anything. Or you could send like a little twinkle.
A little twinkle.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So
what you did.
I sent Jeff a twinkle.
And what is a twinkle? What is a
A
twinkle?
twinkle basically says that this other person,
Noticed you,
kind of noticed you, find you
Mm-hmm.
interesting, but they're not asking anything in particular, such as do you want to go out. It's just,
Oh,
kinda,
okay.
hey, I noticed you, and maybe you'll notice me when you see this twinkle. So I kind of made the first move, I guess you could say. But then he immediately responded back with suggesting we go out.
Yeah, I think we
There was emailing back and forth
but through the eHarmony site.
through the
not-
site.
So then we ended up.
But it was
going
within
to
a
dinner
week
one
of the
night.
twinkle that we went out
Yeah.
on our first date.
On your first date. Okay, so
Yeah.
where did you take her on your first date?
About 2 minutes from her house.
Really? About 2 minutes?
So it was at a Stonewood up in North Tampa that she lived more or less right across the street in Tampa Palms area.
That was like the stomping ground of our little group. Of course, he wasn't part of that group. So I wanted to be a familiar location near my house. I had several girlfriends on speed dial if anything were to go wrong.
And one called
One called during the dinner to check
just
on
to make
me.
sure I wasn't an axe murderer or anything.
Oh
so-
my gosh, that's
Right.
hilarious.
But I got there before he did at the restaurant. I was waiting for him to show up. And as it just turns out, 2 different single men walked into the restaurant while I was waiting. And each time I was thinking, oh, is this my date? Because you see a picture online, but then in person, you're never quite sure. Neither one was particularly attractive to me. So I'm thinking, oh dear, what am I got myself into? And then thankfully the person just kept going. And I was like, "Phew, wasn't that guy? And then when Jeff did walk towards me, I was like, oh my God, this is my date. And I'm texting my friend, like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this.
Oh my gosh.
It was very exciting.
So you were immediately attracted,
Yes, immediately.
and your
Immediately.
heart skipped a beat.
Yes. And at the end of the date, driving home, I called my one girlfriend that was like the main lifeline, and said, I'm planning to marry this guy.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So-
She didn't tell me that though.
Oh my
No.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and she will attest to that for sure. She still remembers when I told her that.
So after the very first date,
Yes.
you just knew.
I knew.
Okay, so hold that thought. So Jeff, now to you. When Jean is sitting there, what are you thinking as you walk in?
Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh,
I'm not sure I had the instant. I don't know. I didn't call my mom up and say, "Hey, I'm going to get remarried here right after this." But yeah, there was definitely a initial hit there.
So on that first date, what was it about the first date? Was it the conversation, the chemistry? What was it?
for me, I think we just had so much in common. Like we both like sports. We both like to go to the gym. And we just, just seem to have a lot in common. So
Yeah, whatever it is, it was there.
Wow. So, okay, so after that first date, so then what happened?
well, we went on several more dates and just kept spending more and more time with each other. And
Now, wait a
Jeff,
sec. The second date, we went to a lightning game.
we went to a
Okay.
lightning
One
game.
of my friends had a box, but we had to
Right.
go up an elevator. And at the time, I didn't know. She's not great in elevators.
Right.
At the time.
you
She's
know,
much better
I hate-
now.
Yeah, I'm better
She-
now, but I was terrified to have to go in the elevator.
No way. Okay,
So
so
I
And I-
reached out
I
and
had
grabbed
no
his
clue.
hand in the elevator. And then we just kept holding hands after that.
but that's how the whole hand holding started.
Yes.
See, this is why I love this show so much because it's all these little details that you learn about people.
Yeah.
You know. All right. So you grab his hand in the elevator, and then basically, you just never let go.
Right.
Fortunately, it was only the 3rd floor or something like that.
Right.
We didn't have to go 28 floors up or something like that.
So, all right. So then the second date was the lightning game, but then you guys just started spending more and more time
Yes.
together. So how long did you date before the proposal?
So that's a very interesting question because
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
I tease Jeff now. I said I had put him on like my strategic plan,
Oh, strategic
and he was
plan.
on the schedule, but he didn't know it.
Oh.
And so
You don't, Jean. She has a plan.
Oh, well,
for
believe me, I mean,
everything.
Right.
yeah, she's the head of the transportation. Everything is planned out.
everything is a
Okay.
plan.
All right,
you know?
so
Engineers do it with precision, right?
Yes.
So we have to have a plan. And he wasn't really accommodating my plan because I'm thinking, oh, in like a few months we'll be getting married because I was ready the first date. So month after month after month, a year goes by. So I'm like, okay, I'm locking down. We're giving him this guy like 6 more months, and that's it. Because after that, obviously he doesn't have the same interests that I do. And but then he surprised me. It was probably about 18 months into dating. And I say dating, we were spending a lot of time together.
Yeah. Did you live together
No.
at this point? No, you just say, okay, separate houses, okay?
I have shared with all my girlfriends till I get that ring, that rock. We're going to be living together. You know, you have to like, don't give up any goodies until you get what you really want, you know? So anyway, on my birthday, he surprised me, and we went out to dinner with some of my family members. His were, of course, out of town, and he had these gifts in the car. We went to Ruth Chris, and he was going to bring these gifts in, and I said, "Oh, let's not bring those gifts in because I feel like in this restaurant, I don't want to like cause a scene." Well, I didn't know it, but one of the gifts had a card in it with a proposal written out.
Oh.
So I kind of blew that whole plan that he had. But then later on,
Tried to be romantic.
I know. So later on, we were at his house, and he got the gift out and gave it to me, and he had a really cute, nice proposal. A few sentences, basically said, "Will you marry me?" Which is a long, writing for Jeff,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Really? Really?
I'm not gifted in that area.
So you wrote out a little card.
Yes.
You wrote out a little card, and when he proposed then, was the family there anymore?
No.
So it was just the two of you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so did you get down on one knee?
No.
No, you didn't
No.
get, well, I mean,
No.
this is
She was just opening the
card,
gift,
she's
and it's
Right,
like,
because
okay.
he didn't want to give it away that it was
Yeah.
a proposal. So it was quite a surprise because I figured it was, at the time, Cachet used to be around, if you remember that store.
Yep, I sure do.
So I just figured it was an outfit from Cachet or something because that's kind of what he figured out was an easy way to get me a gift.
So it was a big box.
Yes.
So it was a big box. And so did you start crying?
No, I didn't start crying, but I know I started screaming with joy. And then later I told him, "Thank goodness you asked me to marry you because you were just, the
yeah.
time was about up.
I didn't realize I
You
was
were
getting
running
ready to
out
get
of
kicked
time."
out the door.
Oh my gosh. You would have probably told him though, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have given him a time extension
yeah.
for sure, but, I like to tease him that he was out of time.
All right, guys, hold that thought because we're going to go to a commercial break and we'll come right back and then we'll talk about the wedding and the ring.
Yes.
All right. Okay, stay with us, everybody. I'm Sarina Fazan, a journalist, producer, and podcast host. With a background in television news, I know how much time and talent it takes to produce a broadcast quality production. But no more. Red House Streaming offers a simple, cost-effective method for capturing live action and streaming it in real time to YouTube, Facebook, or any other website. From single camera shoots or multi-camera productions, conventional
or virtual sets. And from the state-of-the-art Red House Streaming Studios to remote locations, the professional crew at Red House Streaming, backed by the technology and reputation of CP Communications, allows you to produce more content at a lower cost and with little to no engineering required. That's why my podcast, On the Record with Sarina Fazan, is streamed live from the Red House Streaming Studios each week. Contact Red House Streaming today at 800-762-4254 or online at cpcoms.com to learn more. I'll see you in the studio.
You use maps for travel, but did you know there's mapping for your skin? It's called Visia Skin Analysis.
Above average, that's pretty good.
Here's why I used it at South Tampa Dermatology. It scans your skin for sun damage and wrinkles. You can see how your skin compares with others in your age group. Why is this important?
So here's what we'll do.
It can target a treatment program to meet your needs and save your skin over time. Another reason why I rely on the dream team at South Tampa Dermatology.
Welcome back, everybody, to Love in America. Jeff and Jean Duncan here. Love their story. So they met on eHarmony, second marriage for both of you guys, but soulmates, right? Which is so
Absolutely.
sweet. So Jean's hilarious. So she's an engineer, right, by
Yes.
trade, and of course, you know, runs the transportation department for the city of Tampa and had a plan. So she thought for sure that Jeff would propose before a year, right? And then so
Yes.
you give him a year and a half, but then he does come back and in 18 months, right? 18
Yes.
months. Isn't that a year and a half? 18 months. I can't get that. So like right at the
Long year and a half, and you're waiting
long
for
year
a
and a half.
proposal.
So, but the marriage happened quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us that story.
Well, for me, once I got the proposal, I'm like, I'm not wasting any time. We're locking this in, memorializing this event here. So, and talking with my mom, I was just sharing how with our 4 kids, they were some in different states, in different colleges. It was getting difficult to find a date where everyone could be available for the wedding. And my mom said, well, why are you working around everyone else's schedule? You all should just plan to do this when you're able to do it and when you want to do it yourselves. And so she actually suggested we just go to Vegas. And I said, you know, that's really a great idea, Mom. Why don't we do that? So being that was November when I got the proposal, I thought, you know, if we plan this where we get married on January 1st, Jeff will never have an excuse to forget the wedding anniversary
I'll
date.
never watch football again on January.
And so this is perfect.
That's hilarious when you said you'd never watch football again. But at least she loves sports too.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes.
So yeah,
And we're usually watching a football game of some sort on
January 1st. All right, so when she suggests Las Vegas and January 1st, what are you thinking? Are you thinking,
Oh, that's fine with me.
he's so
One of his
easygoing.
beautiful qualities
little
is
white
he's so
chapel.
easygoing. It's just amazing. He really is the most easygoing person I've ever met.
So the funny thing, we got married, and we got a little package from the Little White Chapel in Vegas. You got to, if you're going to get married in Vegas, you got to go there. So they pick us up in a limousine at the hotel. We were staying at the Bellagio for, I don't know, a week or whatever it was. And so the limousine driver's driving there, and we pull up to the Little White Chapel, and they have a drive-through.
Oh my gosh.
And there's like 3 cars in line. It's like you're going
Yeah.
to McDonald's.
That's
And I
hilarious.
just started talking. I go, you're kidding me. You have a drive-through wedding. You go, they do like 15 or 20 a
We
day.
thought ours was pretty,
It's like, yeah.
short and sweet and to the
Yeah.
point, but that even beat us out.
Yeah,
for
their
sure.
package they had there was actually pretty nice, but not a drive-through.
That was a little too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Did you guys have your family come, or was it just really just the
We
two of
did
you?
not, but everyone was fine with that. I did have a girlfriend or husband who were going to go with us to come be a witness, but there was some issue at the last minute and they weren't able to go. But we had a really good time, sent lots of pictures back, and just
Yeah.
the negative part of it was that I got sick.
Oh no.
As the day went on, I got
See what I
got
do to you?
worse and worse
After
and
18 months
worse.
of finally wanting to get married, you get married, you get sick.
It was a little slow, a few days there as far as celebrating, but I perked up towards the end, and we did get to spend some time sightseeing and going to some shows, so it was
Yeah, it
really
was good.
fun.
bless your heart, but when you got sick, what was it? Just like the flu or something?
Just like a flu thing.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, like on your wedding.
And I
too.
hardly ever get sick, so it was just kind of strange, but probably just all the
Excitement. It was probably just all the excitement.
And we'd been
you know,
in Cleveland right before that in the snow, so everything just kind of came to a head, I guess, but it's okay.
because it all worked out.
Yes.
It's so romantic.
Yeah.
So, okay, so it's been 10 wonderful years, right? So this year marked 10 years.
Yes.
Does it feel like 10 years?
For me, it does
No,
not
time's
feel like
flying,
it at
yeah.
all, and it's kind of scary actually that so much time has passed, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long. So that's why we kind of look ahead and go, well, we better enjoy every day of our life, because if it's going to go this fast, it'll be over before we know it. So we definitely have a great sense of humor between us, and just try to just, always look on the positive side. And I have to say, we literally have never had an argument.
Really?
I swear.
She wins all the time. There is nothing to argue about.
I just decide what's what, and he
Yeah.
agrees. So why argue? No.
Wow. So
But
you
we
guys,
really never have.
wow.
Because neither one of us like conflict. We always just, kind of go with the flow, and we really never have, and I hope we never do.
But that's such a beautiful relationship. I mean, I think that certainly is rare, don't you think, to find?
It's rare, and it's probably just almost unrealistic, but for us,
Yeah, it works.
We just never have, so.
But that's what makes it so special, and that's what makes it, because Jean, you were so funny. You're like, oh my gosh, I listened to some other story, and we're not exciting at all, but you guys are. No, and look at all the things that you learn. Like I love when you said that. But again, going back to how you met on eHarmony, and you said, at that time it was edgy, because right now
Right.
there's so many people that meet, online. Jeff, talk about talk about what you were sharing before the show. Is it up on your refrigerator? What is it? The
The family org chart?
yeah.
Oh, the
yeah.
family
Well,
org chart, yes.
unfortunately, after the show, we're driving up to Alabama to get our next little doggy. So I'm going one notch further below on the org chart. So our org chart is Jean's at the top, of course. Then there's a little line, and we have another little, what is it, a Shih Tzu?
Yes.
Little dog. Well, he's next. Then there's a big gap to me. But unfortunately, the new dog's going to go in between there, and I'm going to go further down. So
Well, he drew the org chart because I was at home doing some work
you were
and
re-
looking
the
at
city
org
was
charts
reorganizing or
of
something.
departments. And so he started drawing our family org chart while I was looking at the work org charts, and the big Jean box, the medium-sized Poppy box, and a teeny tiny box for
bottom.
Jeff at the bottom of the page. So,
that's why we've been married for 10 years.
and he's good with that, so it works.
But I was going to say, of course, that is not the case in your heart.
No,
Like,
absolutely not. No. I
So-
would do anything for him, and he really is the big box. He just doesn't know it.
Oh. So, guys, what is your advice then to other people out there, like seeking, a good relationship? What is it? What would your advice be?
So the seeking part is very hard because it does seem like you just don't bump into someone and, meet casually and coincidentally as much as it might have been in the past. So that part is difficult. But I think once you decide that's what you want, you just have to keep that idea in your head every day, and somehow that energy of you wanting it will somehow connect you with someone. But then once you do have the connection, to me, a sense of humor is just key. You just keep a sense of humor with the other person. Then that way you don't let little things become big things and be problems. And I think that's super helpful.
And I think we both sacrifice for each other. That's, do I really want to be driving to Alabama to pick up a dog?
Right.
I don't know if we want to talk about that, because he has a lot of sacrifices he could give his examples, and I probably don't have too many.
You're so funny.
Yeah, that's not a good topic.
No, but that's very sweet. So you're saying sense of humor, and Jeff, you're saying
I
sacrifice.
think that all marriages is about both people sacrificing your team.
You're a team.
Yeah.
You're a team. So since this is a second marriage, after your first marriages ended, did you feel that you would find love again?
I definitely knew that I would, and because that's what I wanted. Like, if you want something, then you know it's going to happen one way or the other, or at least you're going to try. So for me, yes, I knew, because I knew I just didn't want to be I feel like I'm independent, but not to the point where I just want to be alone. So yes, for me it was yes.
How about you,
I
Jeff?
wouldn't say I was out looking for it, it just kind of happened. And unfortunately, I went through a pretty ugly divorce sometime, so I'm sure that came into play why it took me 18 months.
Yeah, it took a little, honestly, like, because if the prior relationship ends badly, or, it's a toxic relationship, I mean, and then timing can factor in.
Yeah, everything kind of fell into place.
Wow. So, both of you, though, would agree that true love is out there.
Oh, without question.
Absolutely, and it's all in how someone decides they want to look at life, how they want to spend their time every day, how they want to spend it with someone else. It's all in your attitude. So if you want that and you have that attitude, then it's there.
And of course, Jeff says, yes,
Of
honey.
course.
Of
You just
course.
come up with your strategic plan,
Yeah,
launch
yeah.
your plan, and it'll all come into place.
You know what? This is, to me, I've always looked up to you, as you know. I mean, always. And it's so interesting because, of course, at work you think like an engineer. So your life, you also think like that. But I love how you talk about manifesting your life as well.
Yes.
Saying things out loud, talking about making a plan. So is that the advice you also give your kids? Are they married? Are any of the kids married?
One is married, and 3 are not married, but 2 are in a relationship.
So same advice to them too, then I would imagine, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you guys are so wonderful. And, I always say when people come on the show that if you have any couples that you would like to suggest on the show to, and I'm asking the audience too, to please recommend any of the couples. You guys already shared one couple that you said that should be on the show.
Yes.
And she reached out to me. In fact, they have a long distance relationship. So we love doing that. And we also just put up something to say that we do multiple shows here to, we love supporting the community. So share some ideas. Jeff and Jean Duncan, what a pleasure to have you both on. Any last minute thoughts?
I just want to thank Jeff for the 3rd ring upgrade he's given me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Some
glad.
gold and diamond swords.
Okay, yes. Okay, wait, listen. Thank goodness you mentioned this. Look at this ring. Look at this ring. Okay, from the gold and diamond source, and this is the 3rd upgrade.
Yes. So
Yes,
upgrades are very important in a
The advice I
marriage
give
too.
to new marriages, start out very low on the ring because it's going to get upgraded. And by the 3rd upgrade was painful. The next upgrade, I'm not sure I can handle.
Well, it is such a beautiful ring. I know, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because
Yes.
and I meant to bring it up too. I'm like the ring. Oh my gosh, great
It's just
job.
become kind of a little joke
Yeah.
that we need an upgrade every couple years. So.
Oh, got it.
But
Got
yeah.
it.
That wasn't
So-
part of the plan.
Well, Julie Weintraub was on the show too. Was on my Inspiring Women series, and we're such a fan of hers because everything
Absolutely.
she does for the
so
community.
many wonderful things for the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well as showering us with diamonds.
Oh, of course.
We love her.
Yes, we love her. And the store, is only about 10 minutes from here.
Right?
So.
Hey, we could make a pit stop before we go and drive all the way to Alabama to get that little puppy.
See, there you go. Thank you guys again so
Oh, no,
much for
thank you.
joining us. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there.